All right, 3. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the season finale of Wolves on Deck. I'm Jackson Voles for the final time, and I'm here with Michael Miller. And today we have two special guests, West Georgia pitching coach, as always, Don Murgo, and David Bell. How is y'all's day going?
Good. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, it's going well.
Yeah, no, we're super excited to have you on. Now, David, I want to start off with my first question about you. We talk about hot streaks and cold streaks, and right now you are on a hot streak in the last 5 games. 4 homers, 10 RBIs over the past few series. I want to ask you, as a Division I player, was there something that kind of clicked in a late season surge, for boosting up the stats?
Yeah, no, I think it's all about, the maturity of, being in my 4th season and stuff. I even texted Dom, before the series. I was like, he sent me a photo of something, and it was me, check swinging, and he was, punchy. I was like, well, thanks, Dom. But, no, it was just looking at something and honing in on the little things and not making it bigger than what it needs to be is, the little things that's going to lead to something bigger. It's simplifying it all, and it all fall into place from there. Because I know everybody has it at the Division I level, so it's just all about putting the pieces together. So.
David, for you, I know you're a guy who's moved around a good amount this season, played a lot of different positions throughout your career. Is that kind of hard for you to have to move around as much as you do? I know, for me in high school, not the same at all, but I did play first base and left field, so during practice, I feel like I got my own cardio session going because I have to take infield at first base and run to the outfield, take some fly balls, and I'd go back and forth the entire practice. Does that kind of take a toll on you at all doing that, or is it not really a big deal for you?
So, growing up through high school and stuff, I was always I played all over and stuff. And then as a catcher, just being a catcher itself, you got to be super athletic, mobile, and stuff of that sorts. But another thing Dom said, he was like, dude, take this as a compliment. They want to keep your bat in the lineup. So, any way they can find me on the field, I'll play it. And it just gives us a chance to win. So, yeah.
Now, I kind of want to shift over to you, Don Murgo. Starting pitching is pitching really phenomenal.
Yeah.
Lex Kenny, Luke Wrigley has figured it out, throughout the season, even Maverick Torres here at home. We look at the bullpen as well, and you talked about bullpen struggles last time. And we started really hot in ASUN Conference tournament play throughout the season. What has kind of maybe switched, and how can we, kind of shift the mindset heading into Queens, Florida, Gulf Coast, and North Florida?
We got 9 games left. We're changing the rotation this weekend. So we're starting Davis Williams today as an opener. Tomorrow is Grant Edwards as an opener, and then Sunday's Rowan Park as an opener. So we're looking to use our pen arms later in the game to extend kind of the bullpen, where if they go 4 to 9 instead of 1 to 6, you know what I mean? We're in a good spot.
And I'll stick with you here. Is there anything you can tell us about Queens this weekend, how you're trying to attack them?
So Queens is a real scrappy team. They play hard baseball. When we were there, we won the first 2 games, and then game 3 they came out and punched us in the mouth. They ended up walking us off that game and went home with a sour taste in our mouth. We're looking to win game 1 and go 1-0 3 times in a row.
Now, I do want to ask you this, David, because you started off at Georgia State, and then you transferred over to Wharton, and then you're not familiar, you're familiar with D1 baseball, but you have a full season under your belt. What's the biggest takeaway you want to take from this season with the West Georgia Wolves in ASUN?
Oh, being able to play a full season stuff, when I was over at Georgia State, it was you're kind of not playing as much, you're on the back burner, you don't really get the full, this means a lot and stuff. And especially as an older guy, I'm getting towards the end of my career too. So, it's just taking everything, I wake up every morning and I'm okay, it's go time. Take it day by day and, don't make anything bigger than it needs to be. So, yeah.
And then, Don, we'll go back to you here.
Yep.
Last week, I kind of hinted at it a little bit last week, asking this question. We'll save it for this week. Obviously, we won't be with you during the ASUN tournament. We'll be able to ask you a lot of these questions. But when you go into a tournament like that, I'm assuming it kind of is, for you as a pitching staff, it's kind of like a Game 7 every single game mindset.
It is.
So for you, do you go – I know you're going in with a plan for Game 1, but do you have a plan for the entire week, or is it just kind of you'll see what happens Game 1, then after that night, we'll reset and have a plan for Game 2 and just go day by day?
It's definitely one game at a time. You got to win today. So you go into game 1, you throw your best arms game 1 because you got to survive day 1. And then day 2, you figure out who can throw. You go from there and use your best options every day.
I kind of want to actually ask the same question from a player's perspective heading into ASUN tournament play. Obviously, it's a completely different beast, completely different atmosphere from regular season play throughout all the games, the 50 games you played there. What is your mindset heading into ASUN tourney?
No, it's we're all together, so it's all about us sitting here scratching away as little. I mean, because there's going to be days where the hitting's hot and then the pitching's cold, so the hitting's got to step up, and then it could be flip-flopped, and then there's days where it's really fun and we're all together. But it's all about, like, I mean, we all want to be there. We all want to compete at a high level. It's just we put the pieces together. It's day by day, pitch by pitch, and then we'll move on to the next opponent.
And then, David, for you as well, this is a question I've asked pretty much every athlete we have on here, but is there an MLB player that you either grew up watching or, like, currently right now that you can, like, kind of compare yourself to or try to kind of imitate in any way?
So I'm a Georgia boy, so it would be Chipper Jones, of course.
That's the
but
right answer.
From the catching side, always catching up, it was always, sadly enough, it's JT Realmuto with the Phillies.
Mm-hmm.
So, but no, it's Chipper Jones, Freddie Freeman, all those guys. So.
You know, personally, I was going to say Mike Napoli because you see the power bat there from the catching side of things, DH side of things, first base side of things. And, you know, you've been a great part of this team, and we thank you for, you know, this season and everything
It's been
you've
really
done for the
fun,
West
and
Georgia Wolves, man.
It's been really fun. I'm looking forward to next season. Well, finishing this season and then into the next. So, yeah.
And speaking upon that, Dom Murgo, I want to ask you this for my final question here on Wolves on Deck. I have been keeping up with the Instagram, and I've been looking at all the recruits coming in for next season, like Hunter Myrick, Easton White, Hunter Gadsden, just to name a couple guys. Another player from Georgia Highlands that's been pitching very well out
Alex
there.
Kars.
Alex Kars. You know, looking into next season and the recruitment process here at West Georgia, what is like the biggest pitch that you give to them and the mindset, you know, you want to implement with the incoming recruits?
So the biggest pitch is the development side. Being a driveline guy, I can bring a guy in and we can do pitch design. We can arsenal, just build himself. So I don't want to change people. I want to just polish them. So I look for a pitcher that has good qualities that we can make better. And I buy into them and they'll buy into me. Where a lot of schools, I talk to recruits and they're like, all the other schools they talk to are all talking about winning a conference championship, winning a national championship, which is great, but nobody talks about what they're going to do for them. Mm-hmm. So I talk about what I'm going to do for them. And they like that, they feel invested in. And the style of arm I'm bringing in guys that throw hard because I feel like training command is a little bit easier than training velocity in a team setting. So you can get a guy to work in the zone if he throws 95 out of the zone. It's hard to get a guy that throws 86 to throw 92 in the zone. You know what I mean? Yeah. So looking for some velo guys. We have a few, like Alex Karst up to 97, Hunter Myrick up to 97. So we're doing well on the recruiting side.
Hey, I'm excited to see it. You know, as an alumni, I'll definitely be back to some games, you know, throughout the season. But Michael Miller, any final questions?
No, really. I just want to take this time just to thank you, Don, for doing this. This has been really fun. This entire semester doing this, and I feel like, you know, for me and Jackson as well, like this year entirely has been a really big year of growth for us as a radio station. I feel like, you know, my first year was last year, and we did some stuff with athletics, but not really as much as I feel like, you know, we wanted to. And this year, you know, doing stuff for basketball in the fall and getting more involved with football, and especially you guys doing so much with baseball because, you know, baseball is my thing. I love baseball more than anything. So getting to do this has been really cool. David, thank you for coming on, and just thank you for all the players you brought on this entire semester. And I know Jackson's leaving, but, you know, I'd love to continue doing this. And
we will.
Other guys at the radio station, Parker and Dale in particular, they'll love to keep doing this as well. So we'd love to keep this going for more years to come.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you know, I truly appreciate it as well. Baseball has always been my passion, my favorite sport, and a lot of people give me flack for it being a Cardinals fan. But, you know, you're a Red Sox fan, so I actually want to ask you this. It's going to be part of the video as well. Alex Cora, what are your thoughts on the firing?
See, I have friends in the Red Sox organization. I talked to them about it. I'm very torn on it because I was an Alex Cora guy. But, of course, when stuff isn't going the right way, you have to make a change. So the change happened. Looking forward now, the Red Sox look a little different from internally. The way they're going to go about scouting, the way they're going to go about development there is going to be a lot different. So I'm excited to see it happen.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it happen for Boston as well.
They took the AAA manager from Worcester and put him in the interim, and then Veritek was the catching coordinator. Now he's the head guy at Worcester AAA.
Yeah, they wiped most of their coaching staff when I was looking at it. But Chad Tracy's going to do great wonders for Boston the rest of the season. And, Dom, again, thank you so much for bringing in all the athletes, getting to do this because I hadn't had the opportunity to do this until my senior year, and I'm glad I was able to, you know, do it and speak baseball, have a baseball weekend preview show. So, Dom, thank you again, and best of luck in the rest of the season and heading into A-Sun tourney play. And that is all for Wolves on Deck, Season 1.